Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the fifth installment of the NCAA Division III week. This week, we've celebrated all forms of Division III athletics, and we focused on the impact that the student athletes at Salem have had in the classroom, in the community, and we've gotten individual insight from international students along the way. And we talked to some people that have endured personal battles. And we've also talked to the way that they were impacted at Salem, both, from a community standpoint and at Salem directly because of their collegiate experience. So today we're going to take a special kind of dive into the athletic experience here at Salem. And we're again focusing on one of the core values of the athletic mission statement, which is to enhance the participation in the competitive environment of intercollegiate athletics. Our guest today is Tiara Lee. Her teammates and coaches know her as T. Lee. And if you're ever in attendance at a basketball game, sorry, Shar, I know you're watching. You might hear Shar shouting her name, "Come on, T. Lee.
Let's go, T. Lee."
Yeah, let's go, T. Lee. And all you hear all her teammates, shouting throughout the game. Sarah Nelson, who's doing our videos this week a lot, you can hear her shouting your name. All your fan base is there with T. Lee's going on. So everybody knows who she is. On a personal note, Tia, I want to say thank you a lot. And I'm glad that our paths have crossed in life. Your story as a person is touching. It's very touching. Coming from somebody that super close to my family, when I first picked up your bio page as the sports information director here at Salem, it just hit me like a ton of bricks, honestly. Like, I never told you that till right now, but it really hit me like a ton of bricks. So thank you for joining us, Tiara. Appreciate that. First of all, let's tell the Salem fans and the alumni how you got here. When people click on your bio, they're going to read it and they're going to say, you're going to go to salemspirits.com and they're going to immediately read, she's from Montgomery, Alabama. You graduated from Lee High School and you played your first year at LeTourneau University in Texas. How did you find out about Salem and what kind of drew you to Salem itself?
What drew me to Salem was a friend of mine named Minnie Griffin. Do you know Minnie Griffin?
I do know Minnie Griffin.
She played a year here and she planned on coming back. And so she was like, Salem has a great community athletics department, is really inclusive. And I'm like, oh, I want to see what that's like. Because I went to a school that kind of just made me feel like a number in a way. So she was like, no, it's a small campus. You got, a small class ratio. So your teachers know you, your professors. And I was just really interested in seeing how that works. So here I am and I love it so far.
Awesome. Well, she was very correct. It is definitely a special place with a lot of, interesting people, and it is a very small campus that we all try to have an impact. So that's great that she said that. Let's focus our next question towards your life growing up, your impact, and where it has you now. Now, this is what kind of blew my mind. You lost your father before you could really talk.
Yeah.
Your mother passed away when you were a sophomore in high school. Those are two gigantic losses in your life immediately that you've had to endure by the age of 18, or before really the age of 18. What were the biggest difficulties that you endured as a woman during those teenage years, that went along with those losses?
Just like maybe having the advice of an adult who knows you personally. You can always get advice from like a advisor or somebody that you trust, but just not having your parents to, ask them questions about how to do certain things is difficult, especially in a world where you don't really know who you can trust.
Right.
But yeah, so just navigating the, adulthood pieces of life, just stepping into womanhood was really tough. Yeah.
Wow. I can't even imagine. Was there a moment that you kind of look back in your life at that point in high school and it really kind of defined your upbringing more than others?
The moment. It was when I realized that my grandmother really went above and beyond to make sure that me and my sister were taken care of after my mom passed away. It made me realize that even though my mom passed away, I still had somebody out there who wanted, the best for me. She would always say, make sure you go to school. And I really didn't understand why she would tell me this stuff. And she just wanted better for me and better for us. So she was always tougher on us. So just that, noticing that moment where the light bulb came on, like, your grandma really wants the best for you, because she could have just, let us go into the system or something like that. But she took initiative in her late 50s to, take in 2 teenagers. So, that's what really shaped me as a woman to, make a path and keep going. Right. Yeah.
Sounds like your grandmother was really a hero to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm going to turn back the clock on you one more time. You're a high school senior. You're about to graduate, and you're kind of looking at other places to go. Mm-hmm. And you're looking at LeTourneau University in Texas. Yeah. Right? There was a particular bus ride that you took from Montgomery, Alabama to Longview, Texas. That was quite extraordinary, I would imagine, for you.
Yeah, it was.
Tell us about that ride and tell us what happened.
So the ride to my visit, I took the Greyhound because a plane ticket would be way too expensive for a high school student like me, who's just kind of supporting myself financially. I would work, and I saved up 3 of my Chick-fil-A paychecks, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to make this trip. And so I did. But when I got on the bus, everything was slowed down. It just seemed like I was in a movie because the workers were on strike. And they were just walking off the buses. So we had 5-hour delays, overnight delays, and they would not let us in the station. So it's it was just a crazy experience. Something that nobody would think that you have to go through, visiting a college. Right. You're like, oh wow, is this a sign or something?
Right.
But it ended up being, just something that was out of control for the workers and the drivers.
Did you feel like it was a sign? Did you kind of ever feel like it was another test from, a higher power, or, something like that? Did you just say, well, hey, this is another obstacle I'm having to go through? This is just kind of another test to see how bad I want it? Or
yeah, you took the words right out of my head. That's what I think of it. Anytime an obstacle comes up in my life, I know that I have God testing me for different things to make sure that I'm really willing to persevere through the things and make sure that I'm really taking it seriously, because sometimes we can neglect the opportunities that we have or just not take full advantage of them. So just making sure that I still love it is what I say.
Yeah. Wow. So I guess one of my final 2 questions to you is this. And this is just so funny because I was actually talking today to a certain coach who her initials are Tiana Lewis, about you. And she was just kind of talking about, you as a person, who you are. And she talks about what a gifted player you are. So I know that means a lot for you to hear that.
That means a lot.
Especially, usually she's yelling at you, T, move to the left, move to the left. Yep. You got to grab your rebound. Yep. But when you look at other, college-age kids, and let's say you're sitting in a room, whatever, and there's the first world problems that they're having, that they feel like it's a first world problem. Oh, my brand new car is making a funny noise, or my computer that I just got is acting up. I'm sure that you kind of somewhat look around the room and go, you guys have no idea. You guys have no idea. But you don't put off a persona that you're upset with them.
Yeah.
So what do you try to offer them advice? Hey, there's bigger stuff. What do you kind of do to your fellow students that kind of calms them down and at the same time make them realize that there's a bigger picture? What do you kind of do?
My teammates can probably attest to the fact that I'm always trying to show them the bigger picture of stuff. Our small problems, even my small problems are somebody else, big problems. Right. We're mad because we have to sit in the class for 2 hours and it's somebody who doesn't get the opportunity. So I'm always, when I'm in different environments and people are complaining about stuff that seems small to me, I'm like, you know, I try to tell them if I can, if it's my place to, that's bigger stuff to worry about, you know. So just let the small stuff go and not really put too much attention on it, I guess.
So, last couple of questions. First of all, what's your degree? Share with us what your degree is and what you want to do with your degree once you're done at Salem.
I'm looking forward to a degree in math education. I'm really considering taking up my master's for that too, but right now just working on the bachelor's portion of that. So
okay. So this is my most difficult question for you this entire day. So pardon me if I get a little bit emotional with you. When all of us think about walking across the stage, graduation, you know, that's going to be a great day. I know you're excited. I know you can't wait. Who are you going to call first, reach out to first to share that day with you? You know, I know that your mom and your dad are there in spirit, obviously. Your grandmother, you know, she's quote unquote with you at all times. But I know that myself and many other like me, we may call our parents, my grandparents, you know, that was the first two people I reached out to. So for you, it's got to be a little bit difficult. It's got to be something that you've thought about, you know. I mean, I'm sure you went through it even in high school.
Yeah.
But can you tell us, like, who you're going to share that excitement with and who made the big impacts that you're going to invite back for that special moment of your life?
I have a small group of people who I would like to share that moment with. The same people I shared my high school graduation with, my aunts, my sister, my grandma, and my good friend, Miss Carol. She's a new addition to that group of family members who I shared my high school graduation with. But I look forward to sharing it with them. And the first person I would call is my little sister, because I like to show her what I'm doing so that she can, you know, be inspired by that. And we can also just, you know, have that moment of sistership. Like, we stick together so much. So calling her first would be number one.
Well, T. Lee, personally, you know, I've gotten to watch you the last year. It's been really, really fun to watch you play. You play tough. You play hard. You don't ever give up on anything. I know Coach Boyd's over there sitting beside me yelling at you and trying to get you to go up and down the court, move to the right side, and get that rebound, you know. But me personally, I've thoroughly watched you play, you know, and really enjoyed every moment of being around you. And like I said earlier, you made me go home and hug my parents again. And for that, and I think a lot of people that watch this, I'm grateful. I know they will be. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.
See y'all. Bye.